Hello, hello. Thank you for coming back to my channel and checking me out. My name is Jennifer from Jen the Bookworm, and I'm here today to talk to you about Impact Winter by Travis Beacham. And this will be a non-spoiler review, specifically a review of the Audibles original production of it. They did a full cast production. It was so good. It was really reminiscent of a old-time radio drama. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. And it's kind of a short story. And if you don't have Audibles, it doesn't mean you can't enjoy the story. It is for sale on Amazon for Kindle, so you can experience it that way. However, I think you would be missing out if you didn't experience it full cast production like I did. So in this, it's a dramatization of the book. It has, it's an all British cast. A couple of them were Game of Thrones alums. The cast consists of Holiday Granger, Esme Creed Mills, Hamish Patel, David Giese, Liam Cunningham, Caroline Ford, Indira Varma, and Bella Ramsey. And they did such a good job. Really good job. It was produced by some of the people who produced The Walking Dead, and Travis Beacham wrote the screenplay for Pacific Rim. So it was very well done, very high-end production. So just to give you a synopsis what the story is about, it is about kind of a near future. A comet hits the earth and blacks out the sun. We are plunged into an eternal winter. Along with the darkness and the winter comes things that go bump in the night, specifically vampires. I feel like this story is very similar to The Walking Dead, which makes sense, I suppose, if The Walking Dead had vampires instead of zombies. It is about the people who have survived and what conditions they are surviving under. And it kind of introduces you to the people, to the environment, to the world. It's not a very long, it was only like 5 hours to listen to. And so it's not a very long story, but I think it gives a good introduction. So the pros of this story, of this book, the first one was the acting, was the production quality, was the immersiveness of it, and it was so good. It really pulled me in. And I did see some reviews about some people who didn't like the background music or thought that the sound effects and stuff were too loud, but I didn't get that. I really feel like it's possible that the people who were complaining about that might not have understood that they were trying to do a radio drama, that hearing people breathing and things like that, it's part of it because they're acting it. They're not telling you, they're not reading a story to you, they're acting out the parts, which includes needing to take timed breaths or sighs or whatever, just doing those kinds of movements and those kinds of noises. And then there were, when doors open and close, there were sound effects for that. It was very reminiscent of what I would think of not that I was old enough to be alive during the time before TV, but having, people sit around a radio and listening to their favorite radio drama or something. It was very much like that, I think. Another pro thing I really liked about this was the story was fast and engaging. There wasn't a lot of fat on the meat. There was not a lot of things that I think could have been trimmed off or anything. I think it was really fast-paced, easy to get through, enjoyable to get through. There were a couple of cons, not very many though. In my opinion, this was pretty darn good. But I do have to say that I would have liked a little bit more character development and a little bit more world development. And maybe if this was a full-length novel instead of a short story or full-length production, then maybe we would have gotten more of a in-depth dive into this world or into some of the characters, particularly because the vampires have some layers to them, and you don't really get a very good chance to get into it. They give you kind of a surface overview in some ways. Not too bad. Not like, not like you don't get any character development. You do. It's not like you don't get any world development. You do. It's just, I would have loved more. I would have loved for this 5-hour drama to be a 10-hour drama or whatever. I would have loved more. The other con, I think, it's a matter of opinion whether it's a con, is that they did leave the story off with kind of a cliffhanger. It leaves you wanting more, and I understand why people do this. There are some authors that I know that don't leave too many cliffhangers in case, and I feel like these kinds of full cast productions are not popular enough yet to assume that it will be, that you'll be able to get a second one. So I would have preferred maybe less of a cliffhanger at the end, but that's the only thing. If they have another one, that will no longer be a con, because it draws my attention right towards the second one. It'll get me in there and me wanting more. Already as it is, I'm constantly checking audibles to see if there's a second one, if there's more to it, if they've added more. They haven't yet as of right now, but I'm sure that will happen in the future. At least I really hope it happens in the future, because I really want to see where this goes. Okay, so the rating. What would I rate this book out of 5? I would give it a 5, and I don't think I give 5s very frequently, but I would give it a 5. I thought that it was engaging and wonderful to listen to, and I remembered it days later, and it's now been months since I've actually listened to it, and I remember it. It's there in the back of my head, and I think about it, and I think about, oh, I wonder if there's another one. And so it's definitely got me thinking about it after the fact. So I think that's a 5. That's a 5 for me. And I really enjoyed the acting in it and everything. I thought it was top notch. So I would definitely give it a 5. I would definitely recommend it. If you don't have Audible, if you wanted to pick it up as a Kindle book, that is an option. If you do have Audible and you have the ability to get to the Audible original type stuff, I highly recommend that you listen to it that way. And I'm not sponsored by Audible. I'm just really liked this book, and so I really think you would like it too. So what I want to know from you is, have you read this book? Have you listened to this book? If you did, what do you think about it? Because there were some people who did think that the sound effects and stuff were too loud, or the music was too loud and the talking was too soft, and I didn't have those problems. So that wasn't my experience, but if you've listened to it and that's been your experience, I'd love to know. Also, I would love it if you knew of any other kind of full cast productions that maybe you've listened to, of stories that you think I might enjoy. I enjoy fantasy, I enjoy horror, I enjoy urban fantasy, I enjoy all those things. If you can think of, or if you've come across a full cast production of even if it's not audibles, but of an audiobook that you think I might enjoy, leave in the comments below. I'm always looking for new stuff. So I would really appreciate hearing from you on that. And I would really recommend giving this one a try. And that's what I got for you today. Just a short and sweet review of this production, and I hope that you check it out. I hope that you liked the content, and if you did, please give me a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. It really helps out my channel. It's free to do. If you know anybody else who might be interested in a short radio drama horror vampire story, consider sharing my video with them and letting them know how I felt about it, and maybe they'll pick it up. So thank you very much for spending some time with me and for coming back to my channel. And if this is your first time, welcome, and I hope you come back again. And I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.